Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Jayden.reads. Get ready for an overwhelming book haul. So I've never done a book haul before on my channel because I don't normally buy a lot of books. You might be fooled by this bookshelf, but I didn't have a lot of books for a long time, like especially before starting BookTube. I would just always get books from the library. After watching everybody on BookTube and seeing their cute little bookshelves with their lights and mine hung up with these command strips and tape and it's super tacky, I was like, man, I've got to be like that. And it's actually really nice. It's really comforting for me to own a book. I've always loved owning books, but I just didn't always have the money for it. But it's really nice for me to be able to own books, to be able to read them whenever I want, to be able to feel like I'm making my own personal memories with them. And it's also really soothing for me in like my own way to be able to sit in my house and just like look up at my shelf and see all of my friends. I started asking for books a lot more, like for my birthday and for Christmas and for things like that. And so people have delivered. They've given me some amazing books. And some of these I purchased for myself as well. But I think that books are like a lifelong investment. I would really love to grow up and have an entire room just full floor to ceiling of books, just have my very own library. And so I'm starting it out now. As you could see, when I first held up that stack, I've got quite a few books to go over. And I think that's because I've never done a haul on here before, and because we just finished the holidays, and because like 6 of them are from a series. So there's that. Yeah, this might be kind of a long video, so let's just get into it. So to start, I wanted to talk about this really cute book that my mother-in-law got me for my birthday. And it's the book Lover's Journal. And she just got it from Barnes & Noble, I'm pretty sure. So obviously this isn't actually a book, like you don't read it. But if you look right here, there's all of these different tabs. So this is to record kind of your thoughts and your responses from reading a book. And I haven't used it yet because I've only been reading a series lately, and I want to document the series as a whole, not just each individual book, because I don't want that to take up so many pages in here, if that makes sense. But if you were going to write your thoughts on a book, then you would come here and look and say, oh, I read a horror book, for example. So you turn to horror, it always has a cute little cover page. And then each page, like depending on the genre, it will ask you different questions. But it'll ask you like book title, author, other books to read by this author, so you can also keep track in here. Date started, date finished, rate this book 1 out of 5. And then a bunch of questions like, was this book based on a true story or part of any story? How did this story make you feel? And did it change your perspective in any way? Or just things like that. And so, oh wow, for these, there's like 8 questions for each book within horror. But I think it's really cool, and it's just like a fun way to keep track of the books that you've been reading, and I'm really excited to use this. Like I said, I've been reading a big series lately that I'm about to talk about, or that I will talk about, I guess, in this video, and so that's why I haven't written anything down in here yet, but I will soon. The next book that I hauled was also from my in-laws, and it is Legendary, the second book in the Caraval series. This is kind of funny because I haven't read Caraval yet, and it's my own fault. I bought it like, not this most recent Christmas, but the Christmas before that, I'm pretty sure. I bought it for myself with some leftover Christmas money that I have, and I bought it because everybody on BookTube was talking about it, and I haven't gotten around to reading it. And I think it's because I bought it, and so it's like been on my shelf. I mean, it was up here. I had to move it on here to make it match with this, but it's been on my shelf, and so I see it every day, and so I think intuitively, I just think like, oh, I've already read that one, but I haven't yet, and so I will get to it this year. That's a really big goal that I have because, yeah, I'm not really one of those people who's willing to just have a bunch of books on my shelf that I haven't read. I'm pretty good at reading the stuff that I buy, or I wouldn't buy it. So I want to get to this. From what I remember, the Caraval series is about a carnival and competing magicians, and maybe somebody's sister goes missing. I don't remember, I just remember that it's really intriguing, and I'm actually really excited to read this series. Hopefully I'll get around to it soon, and maybe I'll do a reading vlog. Let me know down below if that's something you'd like to see. A little Caraval series reading vlog. Next on my list, this is also from my mother-in-law. She's great, and she always buys me the best books. It's called The Orphans Tale, and this is a historical fiction that I haven't read yet. Her and I do a book club together every month, and this is our January pick, and so I need to read it. But she got it for me for my birthday, and this is a book, I really don't know all that it's about because I haven't read it, like I said, but I'm pretty sure this is about like Jewish babies who just get put on trains and sent away. I don't know if it's like to concentration camps or if they would send them somewhere else, but I think somebody sees this train and like either can see the babies or hear the babies or something, and ends up deciding to rescue a baby during World War II, obviously, and it's kind of their story, I'm pretty sure. So it sounds really good and really interesting. I've just been very caught up in the series that I'm reading, but I need to get to this one. The next book on my list is another historical fiction from my amazing mother-in-law, but that is The Only Woman in the Room. And I haven't read this one yet either. I will get to all of these this year, don't worry. But I'm really, really excited about this one because from what I remember, this is a story about this woman. I can't remember what her name is, and it doesn't say on the back. I don't know. But this is like it's historical fiction, but it's based off of a true woman, I'm pretty sure. Like a true story about a woman. So from what I can tell, she married somebody who was involved with the Nazi party, and like one night overheard some of their plans and was like, wow, this is really bad. Yeah, I'm trying to like look at the back. Yeah, and I think she must have been Jewish as well or something, because on the back it says once she heard that plan, she decided to flee. So she flees to America and she becomes a Hollywood star, but it also says that she is a really like important scientist. And then it says she knew a few secrets about the enemy. She had an idea that might help the country fight the Nazis if anyone would listen to her. So really interesting and a good feminist novel about listening to a woman because we're not less than men. But yeah, I'm excited to read this. So the next book that I have on my list is Ribbons of Scarlet. And this is a book, oh, the page is dog-eared. This is a book that I bought for myself with some birthday money that I had. And I am so excited for this book. So this book is about the French Revolution, and if you can see right here, there's like 6 different authors who write in this book, and so they all, it says it in the table of contents, but see, they like all wrote different stories. So like The Philosopher by Stephanie Day, The Revolutionary by Heather Webb. Sorry, I couldn't see in the camera. But yeah, so they're all like famous historical fiction writers, and they write stories about the women in the French Revolution. And the French Revolution is like my favorite time period to learn about. Marie Antoinette is my queen. I'm really excited to read this, and not only that, but Kate Quinn is one of the authors. And if you watched my like 2019 reading wrap-up video, you would know The Alice Network was my favorite book of 2019, and it was written by Kate Quinn. And so for me, anything that woman touches is gold. So I can't wait to read this, not only because it's about my favorite time period, but because there's going to be a story written by one of my favorite authors. So I don't know how this could go wrong. Watch it go horribly wrong. So the next book on my list, I always say that, so the next book, but the next book on my list is Mindhunter. And this is a book that I've wanted for forever, and I'm so glad that I got it. If you can see, I have my Barnes & Noble receipt in here. I bought it with some Christmas money, but I'm like that far into it. I've been reading this. I like took a pause on the series that I was reading so that I could read this because I've wanted this book for so long. I am like a true crime junkie, which is maybe kind of weird, but I think it's fascinating. And this book is written by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker, but John Douglas, he's one of the people who like started and headed up the behavioral science program in the FBI. So basically criminal profiling. So this entire book talks about his journey there and kind of like the cases that shaped behavioral science and how we profile criminals. And this book so far is so much fun to read if you're interested in true crime. There is a lot of triggering content, I would say, but I think that he does it in a way that it's not over the top. It's not too much, but these are like serial murder rapists that we're talking about, and so there is going to be some triggering content, so that's something to be aware of. I would say that I'm a type of person with a pretty active imagination, and that as much as I love horror movies, sometimes it's really hard for me to fall asleep if I watch a scary movie. And that being said, this book has never made me feel that way. I've read it like I've only had it for like a week actually. Yeah, today it makes a week. So I've been able to read it sometimes before I go to bed, like after I get home from a long day of work, and it's never given me nightmares or been too much. So if you want to pick this up but you're worried that it's going to be kind of disturbing, I would say it's not that bad. And then the last part of my overwhelming book haul is the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. Ooh, they're gonna fall. Whoops, I did those out of order when I showed you, but that's fine. So I got these books with some birthday money because I had heard a lot about them and I really wanted to read them, and I've been loving them. These are like the UK covers. You can get them for a pretty good deal on Amazon, just saying. They're a fantasy series. There are 6 of them in the Mortal Instruments series, but the Shadowhunter world is really expansive, I guess is a way to say it. So Cassandra Clare, the author of these books, she's also written several other series, such as The Infernal Devices and other series that I can't remember because I haven't read them yet. Well, just know she also writes other series that all kind of tie in with the Shadowhunter universe. In City of Bones, there's this girl, Clary, who, through a kind of tragic event, discovers that she is a Shadowhunter, and she's brought to a place called the Institute, where she gets to train and become a full-blown Shadowhunter. And there's a lot of fun stuff that goes on, but I don't want to give any of it away because I honestly knew nothing about these books before I went into them, and I think that's been really fun and exciting for me. And so I don't want to tell you guys anything about them besides that really, but they're really fun, and for me, the story isn't similar, but they almost kind of feel like Harry Potter in that way where you get to spend a lot of time with these characters and grow with them and really love them. And that's something that I really enjoy in a series. As I said, I've really been liking these series. I'm on book 4. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on City of Fallen Angels, and there's my bookmark, so I'm pretty far. I've really been liking all of them. When I finish with all 6 books, I plan on doing a full Mortal Instruments series review, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, that's my very first book haul on this channel, and I'm so excited for this next reading year. I'm excited to read some of my books that I showed you guys that I haven't been able to get to yet, and I'm excited to continually expand my collection and make my very own home library. So thanks guys for sticking around and watching this video. I hope to see you in my next one, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.